share the link.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Welcome everyone to the match review. First victory under Thomas Tuchel. We are off. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but that's Burnley. But don't forget, Burnley beat Liverpool and they beat Aston Villa. They were on form. It wasn't as if they were completely, parking the bus. They were actually trying to get to us. But, we'll get into the whole match of things. I'm just excited. I'm excited that we've won and I'm really happy. But as you can see, guys, I've got Johnathan, I've got Adnan, two of my lovely boys with me in this particular review today. First of all, I'll go to Johnathan. Johnathan, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm really positive. I'm really happy. We built on the Wolves' performance. That's what we wanted. We saw two good goals, well-worked goals, 3 points against a very informed Burnley side. So I cannot complain at all. Very happy. And I'm now confident going into the Spurs game.
Yeah, me too, actually. I mean, the way we controlled the game was really good to see, especially in the second half. I think in the first half, there were a few times Burnley just broke through in the midfield a bit too easy. But Adnan, how are you feeling about this match?
Extremely happy about the win. I mean, the win was much needed, to be honest, because the manager mostly needed this one. Because if he hadn't, then lots of buzz would have started already. But I'm extremely happy that his message has been portrayed by the players in the field. I mean, first half is a bit okayish, but that's okay. But from the beginning of the second half, I think we are very good. And Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount. Mason Mount was in big space today. He actually rotate from the number 10 position, and he was split so well. I think in the first half he was a bit nervy or something else like that. But in the second half, he and Hudson-Odoi ran the show, man.
Absolutely, Adnan, man. For me, Hudson-Odoi and Mason Mount, as you said. For me, first of all, Hudson-Odoi man of the match. Guys, let me know who your man of the match is. First of all, thank you to everyone that's joined in. Tom Sherrod, who is part of the watch along. Thanks, my man, for joining again for this particular review. We've got here Matthew, Jorginho. Sorry, Matthew went after me. Johnathan, we were talking about Jorginho yesterday with the GN. We were sort of downplaying Jorginho. Matthew commented in the video saying you guys gave too much slandering to Jorginho. And I said to Matthew,
I was pretty fair though.
You were fair.
I was a bit balanced. I said in certain games, but yeah, I mean he wasn't too tested today, was he? To be fair.
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, he wasn't too tested. But at the same time, I must say, our structure and the way we played didn't allow Burnley to get at us. So, yeah, guys, let's really start talking about this particular match. I'll go first, and I'll go to Johnathan and then Adnan next. Just some quick statements about the initial statements about the match. First half, guys, I think we were overall much better than Burnley, 100%. But I felt like Burnley at times just went through our midfield a bit too easily. But we did create a few chances. There were some shooting opportunities for Mason Mount that just went over the bar. He definitely didn't have his shooting boots on in the first half. But Hudson-Odoi was looking very threatening in the first half. One player that I do want to single out, though, I think overall everyone defensively, midfield-wise, was okay as well. Timo Werner for me for the whole match. I'm really getting a bit worried about this particular player because I feel like he's overthinking everything. And I just need him to calm down a little bit. Just need him to relax. Whenever he gets the ball in the box, I just want him to lift his head up and just look up and maybe you have a shooting opportunity as opposed to he's trying to go for that first-time touch.
Right.
But second half, boys, I thought Burnley was not in it at all. I think Thomas Tuchel probably got the lads in the dressing room and said,
right?
Yeah, he must have said 1-0, fantastic. But this is a dangerous situation because 1-0 is never a good situation. And he must have said to the guys, I need you to take full control of this game because you can do that. We are far more quality. We've got far more quality than them. And the second half, Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount, Kovacic, Jorginho, as Matthew has mentioned here, we were complete in control. Thiago Silva, Rudiger as well, defensively was great. And I loved his substitutes, even though Pulisic, I don't know, he didn't do too much, but I love that substitute, though. Taking Tammy Abraham off, bringing in Pulisic, bringing in Reece James, making sure defensively we were far more astute. Overall, 3 points, 3 big points. and first win under Thomas Tuchel. Perfect. Johnathan, off to you. What were your thoughts in this particular win for us?
Yeah, I said I just wanted an improved performance. I think we certainly got that. We did look more intentful going forward. We had more purpose. We were trying to get players in behind. Obviously, everything was going down the right-hand side. The traffic is when Hudson-Odoi and then when James came on, everything was down that side. And we just kept overloading. And Hudson-Odoi looked threatening. Should have had a hat-trick of assists. Hudson-Odoi, Kepa was good at the bench. Yeah, I was really, really happy because we controlled the game. We never really let Burnley have a sniff. Yes, they are a team that doesn't mind soaking up pressure and just staying in games. But the fact that we got the goal before half-time, which is what we really needed. I mean, going in at half-time 0-0, Burnley would have been very happy with that. Kind of messed up their game plan second half, which meant they had to come out a bit more. And then when they started having a bit more, I wouldn't say possession, but I'd say intense, 70, 75, 80 minutes, we then get the second goal to kill the game off. So, I like the goal, the two goals, the way they were worked. I like the substitutions, like you said. I don't know exactly why Abraham came off, and if it was for tactical reasons, fair play. But to talk about Werner,
I think it might
possibly, because they haven't said he's injured. And I mean, for me, about Werner, look, I know he's missed a really good chance. Hudson-Odoi put it on a plate for him, and he snatched at it. There was another chance where he missed. But what I did see today, he was looking to run in behind. He was looking to get into space. And he hasn't found that space or running in behind the confidence to do that enough. I mean, Havertz very nearly put him in when Havertz came on and it got intercepted. Kovacic played him in too late and he was offside. There was another chance Kovacic didn't play him in early. So I don't feel like we're giving him the right service. He was really trying today. But like you say, get the ball and take a shot or be confident. There was one on in the first half where he took it and he snatched it out with his right foot. I think he just needs more confidence in himself, like you said, because we are putting it in the right areas, but he needs the ball in quick behind. There's no point of Jorginho getting it, taking 2 touches. The defense is set. Werner wants it first time. Kovacic, Jorginho first time. Second half was better, but again, I've always said play to Werner's strength. So, see, I don't want to talk too much about him, but I think, Hudson-Odoi was absolutely superb. Mount kept getting in between the lines. Him and Hudson-Odoi ran the show. And I was really, really impressed. Mount's come out and said, if you're not going to start me, I'll come on against Wolves and do well. I'll then play well against Burnley. You can't drop him now. Hudson-Odoi and Mount are now undroppable in that against Tottenham.
Brilliant.
Playing so well. So
brilliant, man. Those 2 players were absolutely brilliant, honestly. Go on, Johnathan.
No, I was going to say superb. And the thing is, we just look fresher. We look like we want to play football. We look like we're playing as a team. When we scored the goals, everyone's coming over to celebrate. These little things you pick up on. And obviously you hear Tuchel on the sideline, just constantly getting at the players. I just wanted to see an improvement. That's what I got. We got the 3 points, which is really important. So, I'm really happy.
100%, man. From Wolves to this game, I can see incremental increase in improvement. Adnan, first of all, my man, tell us about your initial feelings about the match. And also this question from Masiola, please give us your general understanding of Tuchel's style. From your perspective, what do you think?
I think Tuchel, what he's trying to do is he's establishing that 3-4-3 actually, to be honest. And I think 3-4-3 actually there is a number 10 is a floating role. I think Mason Mount, I saw him, he was playing behind Tammy and Werner. So that's fine. That's a floating role he's playing, and that's fine. And to be honest, I am very much happy to see the improvement on Kovacic playing. I mean, yes, Jorginho created 4 chances. I just saw the statistics. He was created 4 chances and all. He was passing was good and fantastic, but I think you have to acknowledge how improved in last 2 matches by Kovacic. I mean, his forward run are very, 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 very dangerous. I mean, he tried against the Wolves. He's tried today as well. It's good. Look like he and Jorginho there is something in between them rather than what we tried previously, like Kante and Jorginho or Kante.
Lone DM or lone DM.
Yes. Right. And I think the procedure, I mean, almost is kind of similar to Frank. I mean, I would not say that very similar to Frank. I mean, yes, we are playing from the behind, playing from the back. But what I seen, the wing plays is much more now most centralized. I mean, the ball is coming from the center. That was missing in the last few matches. Now the ball is coming from centers. Now Kovacic passing to Mount, Jorginho passing to Mount. I mean, yes, that is fine. That is what we want to see. The more attack from the central position. I mean, from the midfield, to be honest. And as usual, as Johnathan said, Hudson-Odoi was a standout player for me. He's a man of the match to me for today again, because he was sensational on the wing. And also, you have to say that yes, I was agreed to John as well. We take a longer time to kill the game off because we missed so many. I mean, yes, Werner missed a few chances. Then
we should have won this. We should have won this. Like this comment here, 5-0. Honestly,
absolutely. I mean, there was chance why we should have taken. But anyways, I'm very happy because the win we got, that is the moral boosting, and I'm really looking forward to the Spurs game, to be honest. And I just like to add with Johnathan that I think Tammy's substitution most probably is a tactical one, because I can't see him getting injured, because maybe he was not able to chase more what is Tuchel is asking. I mean, Werner, it was when he came to the center. As you said, I just slightly disagree with you about Pulisic, because I think Pulisic created some space for Werner and Mount in behind. He was running and he's creating a space. So I think he did that well. And to be honest, that's why I think the second half we have so much control over the ball.
No, so fair point.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, fair point. I think here's my understanding of the whole Tammy Abraham coming off and Pulisic coming on. I think being 1-0 up, Tuchel must have said that they probably won't be parking the bus anymore, because they need to come out. So you would probably have some space in behind. So a player like Pulisic is probably going to be far more effective than someone like Tammy Abraham. And we saw that, we found so much space in the second half, especially through the right side, and really should have killed the game off. Let's have a look at the lineup. But before I just quickly go talk about the lineup, just take this particular comment from Utkarsh. I reckon, first of all, Utkarsh, thank you for joining all the time, man. Honestly, you always join, so do appreciate that. I reckon Emerson should put in a transfer request right away and try to leave before midnight. That was a typical Alonso performance from Conte era. Look, I got to say, if Chilwell is our left back when it's when we play with 4 at the back, and then now looks like it's Alonso if we play 3 at the back with wing backs, you really start thinking, well, how does Emerson get into the whole frame of things? So Fabrizio Romano did say in the recent sort of podcast with Dan McCarthy and Simon Phillips that he was always looking to leave. He's just hasn't had the right suitor yet from Italy. He is looking to go back to Italy, whether it's Inter Milan or Roma or even Napoli, I think he was saying. So Emerson is one of those ones that are looking to leave, but at the same time, obviously, right at the end of Frank Lampard era, he was getting some minutes. So we'll see what happens here. I think if Thomas Tuchel continues with the 3-4-3, Alonso is definitely a shout. But guys, let's have a quick look at this starting lineup. Let's talk a little bit about it. Johnathan, just from your thoughts, when you looked at this lineup, were you a bit shocked to see 3-4-3 again, or were you sort of happy that this kind of makes sense against a team that predominantly will defend?
I was expecting it because I didn't think Tuchel would change too much from the Wolves game. He's only had a few games training, and I think it just allows us to have a Hudson-Odoi at right wing back and Alonso or Chilwell a left wing back that can maraud forward. We just look a bit more solid with the base. And towards the end of Lampard's reign, we weren't as solid defensively, and I think Tuchel's gone, we can keep some clean sheets and build from the back, which we certainly have done in these 2 games. It will help us. So, I mean, maybe I was a little bit surprised to see Kovacic, Jorginho. I thought maybe he would bring Mount a little bit deeper and play Havertz a little bit further forward. But it certainly worked today because, again, first half was a little bit too pedestrian. We didn't control as well as I'd like. I mean, Burnley started a little bit brighter than I'd want us to allow them. But, yeah, it was a similar lineup to what I was expecting because I did want Werner to play. We talked about Werner and Abraham up top, didn't we, yesterday? So I was obviously happy that Mount started. And to be honest, what annoys me about all these sources on Twitter, we knew yesterday that Alonso could start and Mount could start. Now, it's all well and good, fantastic. But how is that for Tuchel to know? I mean, Dietz, can read social media and go, oh, this is how they're going to play. How is that good for Chelsea? I'm sorry, I don't like that. And it really annoys me.
Who's leaking?
Someone's leaking from within the dressing room, not dressing room, but someone is. And it's lovely to know that, this could be the lineup. And I get people have sources and they want to break it. And I respect that, everyone's choice and their opinion. for them to share that. But I just think it's not helpful when it gets shared to the masses because,
Absolutely.
Alonso
as a fan, Johnathan, I don't want to know. Like I like knowing just an hour before the game. Do you know what I mean? I don't really care.
I just think it jeopardised, especially in a big game. Like, let's say they leak the game, they leak the team before the Spurs game. You think Mourinho's not going to jump all over that?
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
It just really, that did bug me. But yeah, I was very happy with the team. I was surprised not to see Gilmore in the squad. I wanted to maybe see him some minutes.
I think he's going to get loaned, man. He has to get loaned. He's not even in the squad.
It's a shame because I think he could do Jorginho's role as well. So it's a bit annoying. I mean, Zuma, I did want to see him start, but I understood that Rudiger would probably play. And Ziyech, I mean, he came out, Tuchel, and was very honest and said, we don't want to overload him. So I completely understand that now. And he explained the reasons for Alonso starting. It's refreshing to see him come out and say, these are my reasons, instead of having everyone guessing. I love it. I quite like that. So, yeah, I was pretty happy. And obviously, I said before the game, let's not judge players before they kick a ball. Everyone's got a clean slate under Alonso and under Tuchel, under Alonso. God, Alonso is never
the captain.
I was, I'm willing to give everyone a clean slate. It's a new manager, and like I said, I think he wants to look at most of the squad in the next few games, and these two games were ideal to do that before Spurs. And just to touch on, I think Udkast made another comment about Hudson-Odoi against Spurs. I just want to kind of go through that. Spurs, we'll talk about that game next week. But Son is really good with Kane. When Kane doesn't play, Son is nowhere near as good because he hasn't got anyone to link up with. So I play. Okay, let's play Reece James at right centre back.
Sorry, I'm just interrupting you, Johnathan. No, I think Kane is not going to be fit. To be honest,
no, he's not.
So I don't think Son will be playing on the wing. He'll be playing in the centre, I guess.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, exactly. If he plays a central striker, he hasn't got anyone to link up with. Play Reece James as a right centre back if you want to. Give Azpilicueta a break. There's no harm because they are not going to overload us. And I think three at the back with James would be fine. So yeah, I mean, I just want to see Hudson-Odoi play. He deserves to start. And when I saw his name on the lineup, I was absolutely buzzing. That was the main thing I took out of this. I thought I put him in my fantasy team. I said to Miz before we started the stream, I put him in this week because I felt he could get assists and goals, and he should have got at least 3 assists today.
He should. So, you know what, boys? I'll say this much right now, and this is to the shout out to 39 people that are on. Please smash that like button right away, guys. If you're enjoying it, smash that like button. But just to the boys and the people that are on, I don't think Callum Hudson-Odoi you can't drop him. You really can't. He put in a shift and a half against Wolves. He's man of the match in this particular game. You cannot drop him, and I have absolute faith that Thomas Tuchel loves this player. He loves Callum Hudson-Odoi. You can see it already. He's undoubtedly going to start. The thing I will say about the 3-4-3 and people getting worried about it, I wouldn't, because when we have the ball and Callum has the ball on the right side, it really becomes 4 at the back. Azpilicueta shifts into a right back position. So people need to stop getting worried that, Callum's a right wing back. He's not really. He just plays as a right wing. It's without the ball when Callum becomes a right wing back, because Azpilicueta goes in and becomes 3 centre backs, and then Alonso. It's only without the ball when we actually 5 at the back. With the ball, it's really just normal 4-2-3-1 or whatever you want to call it. But Adnan, when you saw this lineup, what were your thoughts, man?
I was a bit surprised, but I got it right away because I was expecting Ziyech again today because I think he had a good game against Wolves. So I accept Tuchel's reasoning that he don't want to be overloaded right now. So that's fine for me. But I was really happy to see Werner and Abraham starting together. I think these are the two players who both are quick. Both create space for each other, and I think there could be a combination we could find if we keep trying these two. And this is and the center. I think what most impressed me that he changed the front 3 rather anything in the middle or in the back.
Very
yes,
true.
I'm fine. True. Yes, that Ben Chilwell goes out and Alonso comes in, but I think he maintained the core well. I mean, the 3 in the defense is the same. Jorginho, Kovacic is same. Hudson-Odoi is the same. So just changing the front 3, I guess. So I think it's a perfect way to control the game. And to be honest, and I was expecting Alonso to be good, to be honest, because I know he's in this system. In this system, he is always a threat. He's always a threat. He could score goal any times, and he did it. I mean, fine. And I am really happy for Mason. I mean, yes, he's shown Tuchel that yes, I am the guy for you in the midfield for the running. But what is now concerning me big time is I think Tuchel already know that it's either Havertz or Mount in that position.
And look, you know what? I like competition. I like the competition, and maybe it's good for Kai Havertz to have that competition because it will hopefully get the best out of him. Right now, Mason Mount, he put on an absolute exhibition today. It was really good. Besides his shooting ability, had he got his shooting ability on point today, I think he would have been man of the match. But when I looked at this lineup, guys, I too, just like you guys, I wasn't too surprised because I kind of felt perhaps he would go with the 3-4-3, even though I sort of thought maybe he'd go with a 4-3-3. But it kind of makes sense because he played this against Wolves, and Burnley are sort of similar. They'll sit back, so it kind of made sense. I was very delighted to see Hudson-Odoi again. The back line, I'm happy with. A lot of people complain that what's going on with Reece James. How come Reece James is not playing? But honestly, guys, Azpilicueta in the back three is very solid. He got that goal, which we will talk about a lot more. And he gives that captain's presence. I think, boys, I want to ask this to you guys. Do you feel this season not having that captain's presence from Azpilicueta like he did last season for us, that might have played a little bit of factor during that December period, not having that presence? I just feel when I see Azpilicueta in the side, look, I'm going to be honest. I probably don't think Azpilicueta is the greatest when it comes to, being in the back four. But Azpilicueta in the back three, I really like it. Just quickly from you guys, I want to quickly listen to what you guys have to say. I'll go to Johnathan first off. Do you like it, the fact that when Azpi plays, especially in the back three, like, do you feel more comfortable? Because I really do. I know a lot of people have been shouting out for Reece James, but his leadership and his captaincy, I really enjoy that.
Yeah, he's well versed in the back three, and he's really, really good in that right centre back role, and he's not afraid to make the overlapping run, which resulted in the first goal today. So, yeah, the fact that he's so good at that and he's got experience in that role certainly helps us. I do want to see Reece James there against Spurs. Like I said, I feel like having a bit more pace there will be good, and just he's so physically strong. I feel it will be nice to try him there. And Azpilicueta, a couple of games in a row he's played. I'd just like to see something a bit different. So, yeah, it's nothing against Azpi. As I said, he's been a fantastic servant for Chelsea. And when he plays, he's going to put a 7, 8 out of 10 every single game. So, yeah, I really like it, when he's in that back three. And like you said, as a right back in a back four, when you've got a marauding left winger that presses him, or not presses him, but that pushes him back and has pace, that's why I do worry a little bit. But, yeah, in a back three, I would be tempted even to try him at left centre back instead of Rudiger, Thiago Silva in the middle, and James right centre back. So I feel like Tuchel's going to try these different things. We're not going to see a rigid team, rigid formation, and as we've said several times, he's going to be very fluid in it, and in and out of possession is going to be different. But what I did like, I know it's kind of gone off your point, but when we lost the ball today, we did try and win it back quite quickly, and I really like that. So I get Red Pill's comment about you can't bench Azpi against Spurs. Maybe, he may continue with the leadership and the captaincy and keeping Azpi in. But I just feel like we need even more pace against Spurs because they're going to try and slow the game down. They're going to try and make it as hard as possible to break us to break them down. So it's not me just wanting James to play and me trying to find a place for him. But you can't take Hudson-Odoi out of the team. No,
100%. I honestly can't see how. To be honest, there's a good point that Adnan has made that Tuchel, since the Wolves game, has only just shifted the front section of the team. He's not really touched anything else. The midfield and the defense, he's kept that as it is. I think he will continue on with this, although I won't be surprised if Reece James does start. But I think what Tuchel really has enjoyed in the first couple of games is that he does fancy the experience a little bit more. Like, he does like the leadership of Thiago Silva and Azpilicueta. He wants these players. He doesn't, and he's got the mixture of Mason Mount and Hudson-Odoi. He doesn't want to make it too overly. It's what you've said, Johnathan, and I'm pretty sure Adnan, you've said this as well. he likes the balance. He doesn't want to overflow with youngsters,
Right.
But at the same time, he doesn't want to just have all experienced players. I think he's got the good balance here. He really has. Boys, let's talk about some goals right now. We've talked about the lineup. Obviously, as you can see, strong substitutions as well. Adnan.
Yeah.
That first goal from Azpilicueta, that very, very good movement from Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount gets that ball through the midfield. He drives beautifully through the midfield, really just, with a knife, through the butter. And then he puts the ball away for Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi comes in. Azpilicueta on the overlap. He passes it through nicely. Azpilicueta takes a shot. Man, what was your feelings and how did you feel about that play?
I think full credit goes to Azpilicueta to make the run to the D box, to be honest, because nobody was expecting him to be in the Burnley D box, right? I mean, he comes from a lot far behind, and I think Mason Mount actually plays the ball to Hudson-Odoi to make the finish. I think because I don't see Hudson-Odoi going to pass to anybody else other than Azpilicueta, because when he saw Azpilicueta was just behind him, he just put the pass to Azpilicueta. And otherwise, I think he's going to have shoot anyways, because the ball is made by Mason just to make sure that Hudson-Odoi finish it. But credit goes to Hudson-Odoi. He took a chance. He passed it to the Azpilicueta, and Azpilicueta finished it beautifully. And the top corner, it's a fantastic goal. Fantastic goal, to be honest.
And
more important thing, you see the team spirit. I think that was very beautiful to me, because when I see Azpilicueta scored, I saw Werner going like this in the behind the back, but he was like very happy that yes, finally we scored a goal now. So let's move on. That's look beautiful, man.
It was such a beautiful way to start the Thomas Tuchel era with a goal from the captain, Azpilicueta, lifting the spirits for Chelsea, the fan base, and his teammates. It was great to see that the captain got the goal. Just quickly here, I want to answer some of these questions here before I go to Johnathan for the second goal. Why change our back three when it's working? I wouldn't change it, Red Pill. Honestly, you're right. I wouldn't change it at the moment. It's working. And you know what? Against Spurs, Jose Mourinho does not like the 3-4-3. He has struggled many times. He has struggled against us in the 3-4-3.
Lampard beat him twice last season with
the 3-4-3. Absolutely. Guys, do you think we should start 3-4-3 against Spurs? It's a sham, 100%. As we've mentioned, that we should start 3-4-3. We've been playing good. I don't see any reason for changing it right now. And the thing I like about Tuchel is when he does sense that it's not working, he'll change. He'll change it. He's a smart coach that doesn't just sit around. Johnathan, let's talk about the second goal now. Because for me, the second half, we were completely in control. Just before the second goal, I thought there was at least 3 chances that we should have got a goal already. Hudson-Odoi was absolutely smashing it on the right side, and he was killing it. He was putting in those beautiful crosses along the ground. The thing I've been enjoying, Johnathan, a lot is that we're not a one-trick pony anymore. It's not just about crossing, just like before from both the flanks. There's a lot of intricate passes through the middle, and then we try and go to the byline, and then we try and find the overlap as well, cut it back in. But the goal from Alonso, I mean, what a shut your mouth from Alonso to the whole fan base. And what about him lifting the jersey and, pointing at it? Look, Johnathan, I got to say, as much as Marcos Alonso may not be the most loved player in the community, in the fan base, and he gets laughed around a lot, the guy tries, man. He really does. When he plays, he tries. I know he looks lethargic every now and then, but I can't deny the fact, Johnathan, that he's scored some big goals for us, man. Your thoughts?
And he scored some big goals against Spurs as well. So why not try again? Look, I still don't think they're gonna. He needs to defend too much against Spurs, Alonso. I still think we can afford to have him. And if you've got a Pulisic or whoever else at sort of left wing, or Kovacic or Jorginho, they can cover. You just say to Alonso, just do what you did today, pretty much, but with a little bit more intensity. I mean, the guy's not played for how long? He hasn't played for so long. You can't expect him to be
3 months,
up and down the pitch. Exactly. So, I was pretty happy with the patterns of play, like you said, the different parts of the movement. And before the second goal, you're right. I mean, there was a great ball from Mount who put it through to Hudson-Odoi, and it was deflected. We hit the post, could have gone in. There was another superb ball in from Hudson-Odoi. We cut it back. and Pulisic puts it wide from his right foot. And again, he should have got 3 assists today, at least, Hudson-Odoi. It's not his fault. And there's a few times where he's just going, come on, guys. And I see Ziyech do that quite a lot, where he's thinking, why has this not been finished? Because the game could have been put to bed a lot earlier. But if we win 5-0 in this game, it's hard to improve on it against Spurs. We've done well against Wolves. We've done even better against Burnley. Now we can put it up another level. Exactly. Baby steps. And it's a really good point earlier made by Dean as well, where he said baby steps as well. So it's good that, we're not setting the bar of expectation too high. We are building with every single game. There was another nice Jorginho ball. I don't know if it was first time, but Reece James chested it and hit it at the keeper as well. So, there was a nice ball from Werner to Havertz, who went to the byline, pulled it back, and Pulisic shot. So, there was plenty of chances. But as I said to you before we went live, no one scores that a goal other than Alonso in our team, because no one makes that kind of run, just floats in. Burnley are tired, they're switched off.
And
volleys it.
Oh.
I mean, he said he played Alonso for his height.
He was close. He was close. Yeah, sorry. He was close to score a header as well. I mean, that was just a mispass to the second bar, but that was also close.
Yeah, that was. I think he misplaced that. He should have tried to get that on target. He obviously tried to, but he couldn't. But yeah, I mean, I agree with Aman Ali as well. I mean, he said about Hudson-Odoi on the left. He's done fantastic on the right, don't get me wrong. But just for 20 minutes, half an hour against Spurs, change it up, let him play on the left so he can cut in and shoot. Because what he doesn't do enough on that right-hand side is have the confidence where he pulled it back onto his left because he felt like the defender was going to block. That's nice. I get that because he's thinking the defender's going to block it. But if he's on his right, he can just run in, cut inside, shoot first time. So I'm not saying I want to see him permanently on the left, but I've always advocated for the fact that he can cut in on his right and then shoot. Because I feel like Hudson-Odoi, the next thing to his game is now let's add a goal. Because you can only control so much of an assist because you've got to have someone else on the end of it that puts it in the back of the net. So they're really good comments coming up, to be fair. Stick Alonso up top. Love that. But I mean,
just quickly on the Alonso part, man, I feel like whoever's commented stick Alonso up the top, I feel like he is just on the top. Like he didn't have much to do in defense. He just stays as a wide forward. So for those whipping crosses to come in, hopefully he just gets a tap in or whatever the chance.
I think he'll be tested versus Spurs in the right side mostly because when you see the Barguin and Aurier making runs, I think we'll face a different side, definitely, that's for sure. But 100%. But we should maintain this shape because since there is some understanding, I think we should continue like this.
100%.
And every game's been a bit harder, in my opinion, because Wolves were never really that interested. They sort of sat back, and it was the first game. They weren't sure what to expect. Burnley are in form. Felt like it was a bit of a tougher test today to try and break them down, which we did well. Spurs may not be in good form. They've just lost 3-1 to Liverpool. But Mourinho is not someone who lies down when the times get tough. Lampard, not regret. I think he just didn't give him enough game time. Inconsistent games. I mean, he's now started 2 games. He's got up ahead of steam, and as I said, he's now probably the first on the match.
2 games, 2 minutes.
It just shows, and that's why when Pulisic came in today off the bench, it wasn't his best game because he hasn't played enough. You have to give players 3, 4, 5 games in the lineup to start to get some consistency. I'm just reading through some of the comments now. I'm really happy with how everything is going. And there's a comment from AD here, miss Ziyech today. You add him into the mix as well. We've got an array of attacking talent, which we can tap into on the Tuchel. So, I'm really, really excited.
100%. Just on this one, does Frank Lampard regret not using Callum Hudson-Odoi? I'll quickly answer it, and I'll go to Adnan for we'll continue on with this review. Frank Lampard, look, I don't know about regret. Obviously, he's now moved on, but there were moments where I was just questioning that. Why hasn't Callum started? Mason Mount in the beginning was starting as a winger, and Callum was benched. There were a few times where Callum wasn't even in the squad when he was fit. So I found all of that a little bit strange. And then Frank would in the last few months he would call out Callum Hudson-Odoi and say that. He wants a lot more production from him. He wants goals and assists and whatnot. And it was telling that when Tuchel came in and that post-match interview that Callum did off the back of the Wolves game, the kind of information that Callum was sharing, I was like, wow, this guy, after one session with Thomas Tuchel, has taken in so much information, which was great to see.
Right.
Adnan, let's talk a little bit about the player performances now. We'll start from the back, and then we'll talk about the next game, Spurs. But guys, 128 people are on live right now with us in this review. Smash that like button. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, hit that like button. Helps the channel out a lot. And we're going to continue on with our review. Leave any comments, and we'll try and do our best to respond to that. But yeah, Adnan, let's talk about some player performances now. Start from the back. Mendy, to be honest, I don't think he had much to do.
He has nothing to do. Yeah. To be honest, he was very much like ball watching and enjoying the moment, to be honest. And I think Azpilicueta, as you say from the right, if I start, I think Azpilicueta scored the goal, and it's the most important goal because he has to break through the first goal. So it's very important, and I think his leadership and ball playing abilities helped us today a lot. And to be honest, from the back, I think the standard performer is Thiago Silva. I think there are some occasions he had a sliding tackle. I mean, he made 2 or 3 sliding tackles in the box. So that was a very good chance. And I just saw the stats that he actually recovered 15 balls. To be honest, that is the most by any players. Yes, which was to be honest. Tuchel was pointing out that we have to recover much more balls. So, I mean, yes, that's fine. He recovered a lot of ball, to be honest. And then Rudiger, he complimented Thiago Silva well, I think, in the ball making. And he tried to make some long pass to the forward zone. I think if you can see, he made some aerial balls. But yes, that was maybe not the ideal balls, but he actually tried. So I think that is also one of the thing that in his game that he sometimes provides such kind of balls to the attackers from our backside. So and other than that, you see Hudson-Odoi, as we already talked about, he was a standard performer today again. And Alonso with that goal, I think, is fabulous. I think, and what we covered in earlier, I think Kovacic. That I like this Kovacic, to be honest. I really wanted a midfielder who burst through, who just dribbled some players and passed it to the forward. So I really like this kind of attitude of Kovacic, to be honest. And Jorginho, as usual, he rolled the ball well. He made some back pass, side pass, front pass, and the statistics is showing that he made 4 forward balls. I mean, he created 4 chances, most by any players in the outfield. Yeah. So I think it's fantastic, and overall it's fantastic. I just wanted to know what was the role Tammy was supposed to play. Definitely he's a striker, he was supposed to goal. But I think since he was substituted in the halftime, I think it has to be a tactical change, as Johnathan said, to be honest. And I think that also helped Chelsea a lot, because when Pulisic came in, he created a space, he ran the defender. So I think overall it's a very good team performance. Apart from if you ask me, apart from Werner and Tammy Abraham, I'm not going to be critical about Werner, because I just saw a comment of Tuchel. He said that Chelsea cannot expect Werner to improve overnight. So yes, you have to be sometimes he'll come good, definitely, because today was much better. We see a much better Werner in shape, to be honest.
100%. I want to keep the whole Werner topic, and I want the 147 people that are on right now. This is fantastic. I want you guys to talk about Werner, and we will get to the Werner situation, because it's an interesting topic to talk about, and I feel like we need to talk about this. Johnathan, before we get to all of that, obviously, Adnan has given his sort of preview a review in regards to his player performances. I want to quickly talk about the back line. There's a question here. Reece at right wing back, no pace for me. I think he's saying Reece at right wing back. No, okay, so he's saying that no pace from Reece. I think Hudson-Odoi provides more pace. I think I'd probably agree. Not the pace factor. I think what I like about Hudson-Odoi on the right wing back is his ability to take on a player, ability to dribble past, and then get to the byline, hit the cross, and his ability to shoot as well. So he's a goal scorer. Whereas Reece, he probably doesn't have that one-on-one ability to do that. He's a great person to whip in the crosses, but he's probably not the best person to take on the player. But Johnathan, the back line, obviously we've quickly touched on the Mendy situation. Zuma, Rudiger, Alonso, Azpilicueta. So Zuma, sorry, not Zuma, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Alonso, and Hudson-Odoi. How does that back sort of five look to you? Just comment on that.
I feel like it's pretty balanced because you've got Alonso who just wants to attack. You've got Hudson-Odoi who's pretty much going to attack other than without the ball. And there was a couple of times he did actually come back and intercept and put pressure on players, because it's not always about, making an interception. It's sometimes just about being there to put off the attacker from running forward. Like there was a couple of times where I think he was in a position and McNeil was going to break. He then came back in, didn't press too much, but because Hudson-Odoi was there, McNeil then couldn't go forward. So sometimes it's just about being there. So I think it's got a lot of balance. I feel like they haven't really been tested in this last couple of games. Rudiger, Mendy, well, Mendy certainly not. Silva and Azpilicueta. I feel like they haven't been tested at all. And I feel like they will be a little bit against Spurs, who have got a lot more attacking threat. Obviously, without Kane's going to be a bit difficult. But it's going to be, I think, a much harder game for them against Spurs than it has been in the last couple of games, as I said. And I just feel like it's got the balance. Rudiger just, now he's got a few games on his belt. 3 in a row now he started. Yeah. He's looking a bit more confident. And with Silva next to him, who, again, was effortless today. And there was a comment in the chat from, I think, Dean, again, saying the backwards header that he did today.
Oh, that was so
calm.
How calm. I mean, there was at least 3 or 4 Burnley players, and he just backward headed it back to Mendy.
I couldn't see the camera angle, whether he said, to Mendy about that. But the fact he's just done that, I mean, and the way he gets the right amount of power on it, because that isn't easy to head that back. I've been in that position, and it's not easy.
He could have stuffed it up massively.
But he's so experienced and he's so confident in his ability. And Mendy was just, he probably could have sat on his phone and streamed into your watch along, to be honest. Because it was that pedestrian for him today. There's a few times where he had the ball and he had to get the right pass on. But yeah, I mean, I was very happy with the defense the last couple of games. But as I said, it's not been the hardest test. So I don't want to get too carried away and say this is brilliant because, like I said, I think if Rudiger and Azpilicueta, you've got a couple of forwards against them that moved them around, inject a little bit of pace. We know Rudiger's got a mistake in him. So
once we play quality teams,
let's say that team plays against the Man City team that we had a few weeks ago, which we lost 3-1. Completely different outcome. So we've got nice 2 games now to build on. So, now we've got some confidence. Confidence does a world of good. So it could actually, mean a lot for these players. And whoever's that in the chat talking about Hudson-Odoi and Saka.
Yeah, I've just put him on. I've put him on a bit of a 5-minute block because
look, these Arsenal fans.
You have Arsenal fans coming here and spamming. You're going to get the block for 5 minutes. That's what you're going to get. You know what I mean?
Mark Goldridge made a really good point a few weeks ago where he said, I don't care who's better, Fernandes or De Bruyne, because Fernandes has done really well for Man United. I don't give a crap about Saka and Greenwood and Martinelli. I care about Hudson-Odoi because he's my player.
Does the job. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right now, Hudson-Odoi is a 1 in form out of all of them, by the way. So
100%. I want to talk about the Kovacic and Jorginho. I'll talk about this particular one. But before I get to that, Tom, this is a really good question. Do you think Havertz could play centre forward next to Tammy? I've said this, that if it's not Timo Werner starting alongside Tammy, it could very well be Kai Havertz and Tammy. It could also be Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, because I feel like Kai Havertz has the ability to interchange with either Tammy or Timo Werner. He's got the ability to play with any one of them. We've seen the hat-trick against Barnsley. And I know it's Barnsley, not a big team, but Kai Havertz has the ability to link up very well with Tammy Abraham. And I feel like that is the position for Kai Havertz, that up front, 2 up front. So I definitely can't see that happening. And just quickly before I start off with the Kovacic and Jorginho, shout out to Monster. Great win today. We looked immense. Thanks, Monster, for coming along. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about 175 people on. Thank you so much, guys. This is buzzing, this review at the moment. Smash that like button, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying this review with Johnathan and Adnan and myself. Kovacic and Jorginho, guys, for me, I think, look, we played Wolves, we played Burnley. As we've said it throughout this particular review, we have not played that bigger teams yet. And I feel like against bigger teams, they're going to get challenged a lot more. What I have enjoyed a lot so far is Tuchel understands that these are the teams where you can use Kovacic and Jorginho to have more of the ball. We want to have more of the ball, and we don't want to allow our opposition to get too many counters and get at us too many times. We want to control the ball. We want to create the chances. and it's been working so far. I will say one thing about Kovacic and Jorginho, though. There were times in this particular match against Burnley in the first half where it seemed like it was getting a bit too easy for Burnley to go past our midfield. Obviously, in the second half, Tuchel must have said a few things to restructure, get it more tighter. Obviously, players like Mason Mount and Hudson-Odoi dropped deep a little bit to help that situation out, and we looked far resolute in midfield. I will say one thing. I think Spurs, if it's Kovacic and Jorginho, they will push us. It won't be so easy.
Definitely. Yeah.
They will definitely push us. And they will press us. So I just want to say that about Kovacic and Jorginho, that we don't need to get too gassed about that. I think Tuchel is smart enough to know who to use against what opposition. Boys, let's now talk about the front line, because it's very important we talk about Timo Werner. I'll go to Adnan. Adnan.
Yeah.
Man, I really want to back this guy, man. My heart goes out for Timo Werner. That penalty miss he had against Luton, that must have been so much of a downer for him, because he played very well. He worked hard. He's assisted that goal for Tammy Abraham against Luton. Last game, he didn't play. I don't think he even came off the bench. Oh, yeah, he did come off the bench, I think, against Wolves. Did he come off the bench?
No, he didn't.
He didn't even feature.
He didn't play.
This match, he worked hard. He had a few chances, scuffed it. I feel like this player just needs to calm down. It's like he's rushing it too much. What's your thoughts?
Exactly. My thought is the same. I think he was actually trying too hard at this moment to score a goal, and because of that, I think he's taking a lots of pressure, and that pressure is gone into his head. Now he's feeling that he's missing chance. He's getting demoralized. I think Tuchel 1 or 2 days ago made some brilliant comment about it, where he want him to play, where he want him in the team, and what should Werner be thinking about right now. He said that Werner need to be happy. Yes, you'll miss as a player. You'll have some bad form, but you don't need to be overthinking about your misses. You need to think positively, and you have to be happy. You have to put a smile on your face. You see when Timo Werner, he's very anxiety. I mean, he looked like very tensed guy. He's not finding his form, so it's normal. But yes, the mental thing is very important as well as a player. For I think he's taking a lot of pressure because not having scoring goals. As you can see today, he was absolutely in a position to score a goal from in the. I think it's a corner or a cross maybe. I think someone dummied it. It was directly go to Werner, and he was supposed to kick, but he actually misplaced it, to be honest. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, but what I think this guy is too good to be a flop, to be honest. This guy's too good, and the age is still very young, to be honest. And I think Tuchel, how he said that he will operate him, I think he said that he cannot operate him in the left side. He have to operate him in a window between the striker and in between the left side. So there is a position he trying to create for Werner that he was supposed to play. Listen, he was played with a target man in Leipzig, right? He was with a target man.
Olsen.
Yeah, Olsen. Yeah. So Paulson, he was the target man. So yes, in Chelsea, maybe Chelsea didn't try that much with him with Giroud, to be honest, and Chelsea don't play like Leipzig, to be honest. So I think he will find a way. Tuchel, I think what I liked about Tuchel, he's very clear about his thought process. He want what he say to his player. I think player is understanding, to be honest. So I think, to be honest, he need to be calm down. Maybe we have to operate him from the bench more. To be honest, it's my point of view.
Perhaps.
Maybe. Yeah. And if we play him in a striker like today, play Pulisic behind him or Ziyech behind him or Havertz behind him. Let's give him some assist or time, give him some ball. And to be honest, today when Chelsea got the ball in the midfield, he was just like shouting, "Give me the pass this way," but nobody's speaking his pass. I was seeing this was in last 2-3 match of
this
Werner.
is true. He makes good runs and they don't see his runs.
Yes, sir. He was just signaling that put the ball over there, but nobody's spicing. Like today, I think I'm not criticizing Jorginho, to be honest. One of the things that Jorginho really need to improve, brother, is his quick pass thing. I think he is a bit slow in when pass to the forward. I think when Silva pass it to him or Rudiger pass it to him, he just take a turn. I mean, he's take a turn where to put the ball, but when the ball comes to him, the striker is signaling him, put the ball this way. Right. so nobody's saying what Werner's call is. So I'm I'm actually expecting. I think before Atletico Madrid, I think we will see Werner is coming to a much more better confidence way. If this is continued by Tuchel.
I hope so, man. I honestly, Johnathan, it's a nice comment here from Deep State. Timo said it best. He's 9.5. He needs another guy in front with him.
Right.
There's no doubt. I've said it. Every time I've seen Timo Werner play somewhat really, really well is when he's played alongside Tammy Abraham. Not always with Giroud. I felt like with Tammy Abraham alongside him, he's played really well. Do you feel this is the case as well, that perhaps persevere, just keep playing him with Tammy, and eventually those goals will come and eventually his confidence will come back? Or do you feel we just can't keep playing this guy and this guy keeps missing and keeps missing? I guess the only positive is that he does find himself in good positions. But your thoughts about the whole situation, man?
Yeah, I said at the top of the program, he was getting in good positions. He wanted the ball. He wanted the ball in behind. And, the problem is, Kovacic did find him a few times. Jorginho did find him, and Hudson-Odoi was the main guy that tried to find him. But, other than Hudson-Odoi, it wasn't quick enough. And about him having a comeback, he's sort of been in and out of the team. I think he needs games. And in this Chelsea side under Tuchel, he's going to get chances because there's 3, 4, 5 times every half that the ball's in the box. And it's possible for him to jump in. What Chelsea? Love it.
It is.
What's going on, people? What's going on, people? How you look? You look good?
We are all good.
John,
continue on, and I'll do a mad introduction for Worldwide Chelsea after that. By you.
Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, if you enjoy my content, make sure you press the subscribe button and like and comment my thoughts on everything I talk about. Yeah, so I always like to take the mic like that. No, basically, I think Timo. Look, he's going to get loads of chances in this Chelsea team. He had a few today, 2 nice clear-cut ones, which, he could have done better. If you keep playing him and keep giving these chances with them on a plate from Hudson-Odoi, it will get better. And like I say, I do want to see quicker passes, like Adnan said, from Jorginho. The first-time balls, the balls in from Kovacic. The one that he was offside, like I said earlier, where Kovacic played him, he had 2 chances. And Werner had his hand up, he was running in, and then he went offside, and he goes, come on, I wanted it earlier.
Yeah.
So it's nothing against Kovacic because, maybe he was just trying to get space and debating his options.
But we've seen it too many times, Johnathan. He falls for it and the ball's not coming. And I don't know what they're doing in training because I feel like that's straight from the training ground. What do you mean?
Exactly. This is the thing. He's a guy that wants the ball in behind, wants it in front of him. Take a touch, 2 touch, shoot. He's not the all-round player. I've seen so many people talk about him, and most of the conclusions come to the fact that he's a goal scorer. Running behind, put him through. The Burnley goal he scored at Turf Moor. There was one against Fulham where he went through. You'd expect him to score. Those are the Timo Werner. Well. Yeah, that's Timo Werner in a nutshell. So, we're not playing to his strengths, but we are getting better under Tuchel. And he now understands, I think, give him a cuddle, put the arm around the shoulder. And I feel like he's going to come good under Tuchel. We just have to give him time. But, look, these 2 games are a good foundation for Tuchel. And as I've said, Spurs is going to be a completely different test. And I feel like they, as much as they're going to want to soak up pressure, there will be space in behind for Werner, and he will get a chance to score. If you remember the Carling Cup game or whatever they call it now, Carabao Cup game, where he scored the goal. We put that ball in, and he was confident. He took a touch, shot straight away. He needs to get back to that mentality of get 100%. The ball, shoot. We as a team need to take more shots, and I think there was more of a presence from us today in the sense that there was directive to say shoot more. Mount had 3-4 shots that went over and wide. Okay, another day that goes in.
Those shots away in that first half. I saw Sadik tweet as well saying that. Yeah. Look, he's got the shooting ability, boys. He really does. I don't know what happened to him in that first half.
He's got freedom under Tuchel, and now he will get better. He's had 2 games now where he's been able to roam around, do what he wants. Give him chance because he will, be better. There was a stat on BT Sport. They were saying he's only 4 behind created chances from what he was last season, and that was midway through the game. So he's probably past that now. So in terms of his creativity and his output, Mount is certainly getting better. He will come good with time, like with all these players. Give them a chance. 2 games under Tuchel. Come on, just give him a chance. Is all 100%. I say.
Welcome to Worldwide Chills back again, baby.
That's true.
208 people on right now. Give my man Sadik a massive, massive welcome. I want you, each one of you guys, to say hello, Sadik, right now in the comment section right away. I just want to call out something. It's something interesting is happening right here, and I want to say this out to the viewers. There's a massive Bangladeshi connection here. Johnathan's wife is Bangladeshi, although Johnathan isn't. Obviously, you guys can see he'd be the whitest Bangladeshi out there. So his wife is Bangladeshi. Adnan, straight from Bangladesh. You got Sadik, who's Bangladesh from UK, and I'm Bangladeshi from Sydney, Australia. So, guys, there's a massive Bangladeshi connection happening here. That's a shout out to all of those people. But Sadik, bro, let's start talking. We've talked about this particular match, so I don't want to bore our viewers in this review. I want to talk about the Spurs game now, because a lot of people are very, very, concerned about how we're going to line up, because obviously we saw Alonso. Ooh, we don't like Alonso. We're not seeing Reece James. Ooh, what's going on? What's Tuchel doing? Hudson-Odoi playing in the right wing back. But I feel like this man is very much smarter than all of us. He knows what he's doing. Wolves, we had a decent game. This game, we're a little bit better. Spurs, I think he's going to try and get a little bit better. What I want to ask you, Sadik, do you think against Spurs, 3-4-3, baby?
Yes, I do. The changes that we're gonna see are probably Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic behind Werner up top, Reece James back on the right wing. Personally, and I feel the games that we play, like Burnley, Wolves.
Right wing back?
Sorry.
James back into right wing back, did you say?
Yeah. What we're gonna see is like. Sorry.
What about Hudson-Odoi?
That's what I'm saying. Hudson-Odoi will be behind Werner and Pulisic.
Right.
Because I feel. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, might. I think Kante is also could be back because I think Tuchel love the player and he's fit. He's back in the training, so I think Kante could also get in.
That's what I'm saying. I feel Kante, Kovacic in the middle, and in front we'll have Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, and Werner. With on the left and right, we'll probably have Chilwell and Reece James. I feel we have to be a bit more defensive mindset in this game because we might not have the ball 24/7. So obviously, if the likes of Burnley and Wolves, you can play Hudson-Odoi on the wing, which makes sense because we're going to have the possession and be all at them. So I feel we're going to change it for this big game. I feel like we're going to understand finally how we will set up against the big teams and how we will set up against the smaller quality teams in the last two. So I feel, Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi, or maybe Hakim Ziyech will replace one of the wingers that we've spoken about right now. He was rested today, nothing to do with injury. He just fatigued, basically. He needs a break. So same with Havertz. Maybe they might come in for one or two players, but that's what I want to see personally.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I think, it's interesting. I probably would have thought maybe he might go on with the Hudson-Odoi as the right wing back and keep that same sort of Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, because it's been working. I would be surprised if Alonso gets another chance against Spurs, but then again, Alonso, he's taking the mick.
He scores against Tottenham. He loves Tottenham.
He always scores against Tottenham. Yeah, here's the thing, Sadik. I don't dislike Alonso like a lot of people in the TL want to laugh about him and whatnot. I'm not like that. I actually think as a left wing back, he's a very good left wing back. My only concern is, Sadik, is I have seen Alonso too many times where he's done well and he's followed it up with an absolute stinker. He's either given away a penalty or whatnot. Spurs will not be the same. Spurs won't be the same as Wolves and Burnley. Spurs will actually try and come at us at times, and we will need, if Alonso plays as a left wing back, we will need him to defend at times, and I feel like that's where he's a little bit suspicious for me in defense.
Do you think Tottenham will actually have the ball at times? Because I certainly don't think they will. I think what Mourinho's going to do is just sit back and try and get one chance because Kane's out.
Bro, look, I know in recent times the way Mourinho has been playing where he tends to sit back, but I feel like the quality of players is way too good for us. When they counter, they will catch us. It's not like they have players like Burnley or Wolves. They've got far better players. So that's where my issue is, that when they counter and we are open in the wings area, like say, for example, if Alonso and Reece James are both bombing up, they will find space behind us. Now, it all depends how we play in the midfield. If Kante plays, as you guys are saying, Kante and whoever else, if in the midfield, I don't know if it's going to be Mason Mount and if it's Kovacic, one has to stay back for the three centre backs. We can't just let the three centre backs just go and defend by yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like they will catch us out. So look, anything's possible, man. I know. How do you drop Alonso after scoring that goal? Imagine that, like him scoring and then smashing his badge and showing Chelsea and everything, and then Tuchel goes up to him, well, you're dropped. But I feel like Tuchel is that type of a manager that could probably do that because he plays players based on the opposition. So it'll be interesting to see. Adnan, I'll go to you first of all here. Yeah. How would you start your front line? Obviously, bad boy Sadik has mentioned that he would start with the 3-4-3 and he'd have Reece James and you'd have Alonso as well. No, you said Chilwell. You'd actually play Chilwell instead of Alonso. Who'd you play, Adnan, up front though? Who would your wingers and your forwards be?
I think I will stick with as Sadik said. I think Alonso will play because he scored a goal today. So I do think Chilwell has to sit out for now. And for front three, I think I don't want to see Werner versus Spurs. To be honest, I want him comes from the bench. So for me, it's Ziyech, Abraham, and Hudson-Odoi. Same as Sadik has said. I think Hudson-Odoi, I need him a more advanced role, or could be Pulisic as well. I think Pulisic could be behind Abraham as well. So these are the my front three.
You want Abraham to play?
Yeah, I want Abraham because
he doesn't want Timo Werner.
Timo Werner to be starting. To be honest,
Abraham was a bit poor today, no?
Yeah, but he was. I think he's not poor. I think this has to be a tactical change because I think he was not going to lose his mark with Tarkowski. I think Tarkowski have him in his pocket. Tarkowski and Ben Mee both was very close to Tammy, and he was not getting a space. To be honest, today.
Honestly, Sadik, just for me to just interject as well. I don't think Tammy was poor. I think it was more of a tactical measure because I thought being 1-0 up. Tuchel must. This is just my ideology. I think being 1-0 up, Tuchel must have said, "These guys are not going to park the bus anymore. They will try and equalize, and they will try and come out." So, who's the best player to have in those sense? If we can find some space behind them, probably Pulisic, Timo Werner, Hudson-Odoi. So, it might be a tactical thing, in my opinion. But Adnan, just quickly, Giroud doesn't get any chance with you.
I would start with Tammy because of the pace, because we need the pace against Spurs, and I think we will hit them counter. I think Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic will be the winger to move the ball away, and I think we has to hit them in counter because I don't think Spurs will cope up with the defense with the speed of us.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Johnathan, in midfield, man, who would you set? Who are the personnel you would set up in midfield for Spurs against?
So to cut you off, I need to leave. I apologize, Miz, for this again. But
man, that's fine, bro. I'm just glad that you showed up and made a cameo appearance. That's good enough for us.
I apologize, guys. Adnan, I promise we'll talk soon as well. Johnathan will speak soon as well. Miz, weekly what we're talking about, yeah? Promise you.
Absolutely, bro. I'll catch you later, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, tune in daily on this channel, every single day streams. And we'll see you guys soon, man. Take care.
Take care. Yeah, Johnathan, bro. In midfield, how would you set up against Spurs?
Yeah, I would play Kante just to be a little bit more mobile. I think they are certainly going to be a bit more on the counter. There's going to be a lot more movement depending on who they play. And Jorginho, I just feel like he could get caught out a little bit. And I don't feel like going there and thinking we're going to have the same level of control. We will have more of the ball. I think we will have control, but I feel like we need slightly different characteristics than what Jorginho offers. So Kante's now fit. He's had a full rest today. I feel like this is now the game for him to come in and play along with Kovacic, who, has been last couple of games really, really good. So I feel like Jorginho is dispensable in some games. And obviously having Kante now fit, I think, we are now going to see him as well. So I would certainly play Kante and Kovacic. And then ahead of them, I would probably go for Mount and Havertz. Why not? No Pulisic, no Ziyech. Mount and Havertz, let them roam around, let them get into pockets of space, get in between the lines. Because, again, that Højbjerg is kind of the sitting midfielder. You
Good
can
point.
get Mount
He's a
and
destroyer.
Havertz.
He's a destroyer.
You can get Mount and Havertz around them, causing problems. Which way is he going to go? You know, Ndombele, fantastic, and he does come back and defend, but he also wants to get forward and break the lines. And then, depending on who the other midfielder is,
Right.
I feel like Mount and Havertz, it could be interesting to play like a 5-2-2-1, whatever it is, or whatever it would be. But instead of going for Pulisic and Ziyech, just load out with the wing backs, Hudson-Odoi or James, whoever it is, and then I'd probably go Alonso as well, just because of his history with Spurs. The fact that Chilwell has not been in the best form recently as well. So go up top. I know some people would disagree. I would go with Werner just because consistency, get the ball in the box. I feel like he'll score. But if he played Abraham, he can then drop deep, allow Mount to run past, allow Havertz to run past. I have no issue with that. Right. Ndombele versus Jorginho, as I said, Jorginho is just not.
That's a mismatch.
So I feel like it'll be
only
no,
for
sorry.
I think only to stop Ndombele, we have to play Kante.
Yeah, because Kante can roam free and with that too, because whilst you still need two midfielders to be fairly compact and be able to stop the threats coming through the middle. When you've got three centre backs who can step out and you've got one of the wing backs that can cut in, I don't feel like you need to worry as much because Ndombele and Sissoko will try and break the lines. And Ndombele especially, I'm really impressed with him. I think he's a fantastic player. This season he's been really good. And I worry about Jorginho in that game. And second half, if you remember back in the League Cup game, I think it was Jorginho in the second half where we looked a little bit overrun and they grew into the game. And obviously we ended up losing on penalties. So, I feel like, there'll be a few changes, 2 or 3, but he'll keep the main base because we have done really well in the last few games. So I feel like, he will continue with most of what we've seen, but there'll be a few little tweaks. And obviously Kante is a player, you can't just bench him for 2, 3, 4 games. I think he's going to come in at some point in big game, away to Spurs. If we could get a win here, we are, it completely changes things. It achieves my 7-point mark that I wanted, that I was talking about.
You wanted the 7 points.
I've talked about that a few different times now, and I'll keep repeating it because people need to understand patience. Let's see how this team develops. So Giroud as a super sub could be. And that's the thing. We've got so many options going forward. And when you play with 3 at the back, obviously it means you've got to drop an attacker effectively. And that means the bench is just filled with talent. And the subs we could make today, the possibility, it was just, mesmerizing.
Seriously, it really was.
So
it really was to have all that options in the subs.
I get, but then Chilwell's not the quickest either, though, is he really?
Just on this, Alonso won't start. He won't have the pace for Bergwijn. This is a comment from Rob Williams. Tuchel has a situational style of management and bring in Chilwell. Look, here's the thing. I won't mind if he goes back to Chilwell. The issue with Chilwell is I don't think he completely understands the wing-back philosophy, the wing-back role, which Alonso... We can say everything about Alonso. We can say he's lazy. We can say he's slow. But one thing he understands more than anything in this world is left wing back position. Somehow, Alonso is always there on the edge of the box, right there, like he was today with the volley. But we've seen him with Spurs. He's right on the edge, and he has those opportunities to smack that shot from inside the box or even outside the box. This is something I don't think Chilwell completely understands as a left wing back. As a left back, Chilwell is very good, but a wing back you're kind of acting like a winger and sometimes even as a left forward. So Alonso can give that. The other thing that I like about Alonso is, especially when it comes to set pieces, he has that aerial threat attackingly. Chilwell is very good in the air, but he's not going to score header goals when it comes to the attacking side of things. He's very good defensively with the header. So, and Alonso scored today. And look, I'm not going to deny, I don't always like Alonso playing too many games in a row because he does put in a stinker. But at the same time, as Johnathan said, Chilwell, and I've mentioned this, Chilwell hasn't been that great. Do you give Emerson a chance? Probably not, because if we keep playing left wing back, it has to be at the moment Alonso, to be honest. Guys, let's start wrapping this up very, very soon. First of all, thank you heaps. 245 people turned up. This is unbelievable for the review. So so much, love that you guys are showing. And thank you so much. 263, it's bumped up to. Please smash that like button before we finish things off. And Adnan, just some final thoughts, man. First of all, overall thoughts on Tuchel so far with Wolves and this particular game and the outlook towards Spurs. How are you feeling? You feel that, as Johnathan said, we are in a bit of hopefully we get that win against Spurs and we really can come back into this top 4 race. You're on mute.
Thanks, mate. I think Spurs games is a big one for us. I think, yes, the confidence in the last 2 games, definitely it is a bit improved. And I think if we get a result at Spurs, I think it will be huge for Chelsea to turn around the season, to be honest. And I do feel I do see it will be a very tactical battle, to be honest, because both the manager, Jose Mourinho, we know him, and Tuchel, I think, yes, it is very early days for Tuchel for a big game. Still, I mean, but he used to it, because I think if you are managing in a top club, you were supposed to accept this kind of challenges. So I think he's up for it as well. And to be honest, I think there will be some changes, some tactical changes as man said. I think Kante will. I definitely can see Kante coming to the team. And so I am very hopeful to get a positive result at Spurs. Let's see, to be honest, because I think if we can somehow neutralize Ndombele and Son, I think we'll definitely get a result over there.
Yeah. And they haven't been in the best of form in recent times, and they kind of play a bit of negative football with Mourinho. Johnathan, your thoughts on the whole so far, what you've seen of Thomas Tuchel, tactically as well, the way he's shaping up the team, the way the team is sort of, playing with so much spirit and so much energy. Are you confident moving into the Spurs game?
I'm going to use an analogy. I think that when we signed or when we announced Tuchel, we put a seed in a nice little plant pot. The Wolves game was us adding the soil, and today was us adding the water. Now, against Spurs, we're going to give it some light, and we're going to see this plant grow. I feel like, we are much more confident as a fan base. I would say we are in a good race for the top 4 now, especially if we can get a positive result against Spurs. And a few weeks ago, I couldn't have said that. I was saying maybe 7th or 8th. I did a stream a few weeks ago with different fans, and I said 7th or 8th if we continue at this rate. So yeah, I'm very much now very positive. I like the way he handles himself in press conferences, which I've said a few times. I like the fact that the players are celebrating the 2 goals today. They're seeing some camaraderie. They seem to be a lot happier. They're expressing themselves on the pitch. We're seeing, would we have seen those shots under Lampard? Maybe not, because we just didn't feel like confident. I don't think Tuchel cares if they take 10, 20 shots a game that go over, because those things will lead to us scoring more goals. We haven't shot enough this season, even last season. And we've now made ourselves a lot more solid at the back. Okay, it's not been the biggest 2 tests in the world, but Mendy's now got 2 clean sheets. We haven't said a word about Mendy. Yeah. And we were talking about Mendy possibly making way for Kepa. And, we still want to have some mistakes creep into his game. I know he hasn't had the opportunity really, but, he's now got 2 clean sheets, and we don't want to be talking about the negatives. We want to be talking about the positives. And what Tuchel's done is now put all the emphasis on us going forward, because we've got a nice solid foundation. So I'm really happy. And I'm also really, really happy to see so many new people in the chat, so many people tuning in. My man Miz is nearly on 3K subscribers. So make sure you subscribe and like the video, guys, because I say this most videos and I feel like maybe I'm repeating myself and boring you guys, but I always enjoy coming on here. Miz is a fantastic creator who gets loads of different guests. He gets opposition fan views as well. So honestly, just make sure you stay tuned, because it's always honest, it's always unbiased, and keep the super chats coming. Thank you very much, Jack, as well, because I'll let Miz answer that in a second. But Tammy at halftime, we sort of discussed this earlier. We're not really sure 100%, but it's very good guess from us is that it was tactical, because there's nothing come out saying he's injured.
100%.
So yeah, 100%. He could certainly play against. And Adnan, obviously, he wants him to play against Spurs, and I can certainly see that. So yeah, I say appreciate the support, guys. We really do enjoy doing it. So
I didn't know this, but Ayub Noor, thanks for letting me know that it's a.
It's a
You should have
review,
let me know that it said preview, but it is the review.
I
Thank
can't
you so
see
much.
the name. Where's the name?
Yeah, I know, right on top, right
top
on top
left.
of the.
Oh,
the top
it
left.
just it doesn't show the whole name on my screen. That's right. Oh, okay. I didn't
Oh,
realize.
it was hidden for me because of the.
Oh well,
the
it
number
is a preview. 2-0 Chelsea. Azpilicueta and Alonso to score.
Jack, my man, thank you so much for the super chat. This confused me. What happened to Tammy at halftime? We've mentioned it throughout the stream, but I want to take this opportunity to let you know. I think, first of all, I don't think it was injury. I think it was tactical. The way I was sort of thinking is that we were ahead in the game, and Tuchel must have just thought that there's going to be space in behind now because they're not going to park the bus, and it's probably better to have someone like Pulisic. So that's just my thought. Jack, in regards to that. Guys, I want to end this stream with I'm going to try my best if I can play this video, because we do normally have Nishal. Nishal is meant to be one of the members that are meant to be in these reviews permanently, but he was actually, let me see if I can put this particular video. Just bear with me, guys. I don't know if I can have the sound, but someone did mention to me that perhaps the sound can be brought in the videos if we mute ourselves. So okay, let's just quickly mute all of us, or let's see. I can't hear that. I'm just going to mute everyone. Just bear with me. Sorry, guys. Yeah, there's no sound. Basically, that's a video from Nishal, guys. He was actually at Stamford Bridge today watching the match, and he sent us a message to all of you guys that are on. 233 people right now. He was sending a message that he can't make it to the review. Obviously, as you can see, he's at Stamford Bridge. He was enjoying the match over there, but he's given the shout out to all of you guys to basically joining us, and he will be here for the next game against Spurs. So that will be very, very interesting. So, guys, thank you once again to all of you guys who've joined in. Until next time, everyone, see ya.
See you, mate. Thank you.